is not all about the content, but also the commitment. It's not just the knowledge, but also the wisdom. It's not just doing, but becoming. And let's treasure, savor this moment to our beginning. Let us say something about the mental WIT, the 7 cohort. It is the journey unlike any of the other paths you have choice, but it's not just a course, it's a legacy. As you walk through, you will understand deeply about the law of cause, condition, and effect, not just as theory, but as fact and reality of life itself. And the second is that you can write the reflections and essays not to impress, but to express yourself, what you can get and share with others. And the third, you can learn calligraphy, to let your inner stillness taken from the page to your daily life. The first, you can be trained artificial intelligence to serve as your life assistant and document your own transformation to serve as your life assistant. And finally, but especially, you will be challenged not only in mind, but the spirit for the physical challenges. The first one, you have to swim 2 kilometers on the open sea. The second, you can have the opportunity to run 21 kilometers on the sand. And the third, you have to complete only 10,000 squats, full squats. And the fourth, you can rotate your hips continuously. Maintain the core axis alignment for 5 hours. The next one, you have to perform long range thrust kicks for 1 hour straight. And the last one, you have to run your back steadily and continuously for 6 hours. And I think after finishing all these challenges, you can see a newest version of yourself. Not only you have just 1 year or 6 months together, but you can to be with each other and all of us together for about 49 years together. It's a long journey for not only ours, but also our next generations. And I'm grateful to our teacher for sharing the last lesson for you. Yesterday, Miss Anh Chang, Cô Anh Chang has introduced us about the deeper of human energetic structure. And they did the karma very deeply to be turned out of not only theory, but turned out, I can see it is the seed to be the reality of our life. So I would like to listen to your lessons that you have enlightenment from our past sharing yesterday, and or any others you enlightened during our sharing session with Miss Hoài My, Mr. Minh Long, or Miss Linh Lệ. Any of you can share what you want about the cause, the condition, and the effect we have shared with each other. I'm very grateful to the presence of Ron, of Miss Thanh Thủy, Miss Anh Trang, Miss Hoàng Dung, Miss Minh Hồng, Mr. Bình, Mr. Hướng, Miss Linh Lê, Miss Thiên Nga, Miss Nguyễn Như, Miss Hưng Thịnh, Miss Hoài My, Miss Thùy Anh, Miss Thanh Trang and Miss Phương Lê. And I'm Ori. I'm very thankful for my lessons too. And Miss Hoa Ding also. Very long time, and I can see your patience and gratitude to the knowledge and the presence of all of us here. I would like to say thanks to all of you. And you can raise your hand to share with us. Yeah, the first one I would like to invite Ron and Hoa to share the enlightened and lesson to ours. And next I will invite Miss Hoàng Dung to share with us. And any of you want to say next, you can raise your hand. Thank you.
Go ahead.
My turn. Hello, hello Audrey. Yes, we meet again. Thank you, and hello everyone. Yeah, for the last few days we were not able to because we work in the daytime. So today is tomorrow we off, so we're able to get into Zoom and to meet with everyone. So just to share anything, I feel that because I'm in Mentor 6 right now, so the last almost 6 months that I've been into the program, there is a lot of changes, growth and changes, especially the triangle of I forgot what it's called. Ba hệ quy chiếu là gì cô nhỉ? I forgot what it's called. 3
Standard reference systems.
Standard reference system.
Oh yes, the reference system. So that helped a lot for any circumstances is in a way that is unpleasant or pleasant. It's just I feel that going through this program and the growth, I am able to go life with more ease. And there are times I find serenity moments, even also honoring gratitude. So, and I really am grateful for our master teacher Thầy Toán and the organization and the devotion of all the assisting teachers, such as yourself too, Audrey, as you devoted the commitment to giving to pay it forward and giving your time and your time, your energy here to support us. So that's very grateful. I'm grateful for that. And yeah, all the assisting teachers that devoting time, energy, and I just feel that I find the purpose of life, the purpose of somewhere, somehow I am finding who I really am and what am I really doing here and what is the destination. Yeah, so it's a wonderful, very deep philosophy of the root of education. I find is I've done some other personal growth program, and those are my base. And now this is like my final piece to put it together, like my puzzle. Thank you for listening. That's all my part. That was a lot. And I appreciate Kuan Tang too. You living in California, we have the same time zone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your sharing, and thank you a lot for your gratitude to us, not only about the theory shared by Miss An Chang and other teachers, but also grateful for all the presence of all of us here, because not only we live in Vietnam, in the USA, in Europe, or some countries like that, but as long as we use our time together, and each of us just have 24 hours, not less and not longer, in a normal theory and normal time. So I'm very grateful for your presence here and share with us your blessing. Thank you so much. And Ron, after your partner share with you, can you share anything with us?
Yes, I'll share a little bit. And thank you for picking me first out of every time for the whole crowd. I've been studying with Frank Buong. I don't know if any of you know him, but I've been with him. And just this last weekend, we did a 24-hour sharing. And also a couple of weeks ago, we did a 24-hour sharing. And I've gained a lot of knowledge just out of these two sharings. And I've been studying with him since last summer, every Wednesday. And I really gained a lot, and I really want to learn more. I enjoy it, and it's good information to have. Wisdom level number 1, honor and gratitude. And level 2, the root cause of life, knowing that everything starts with me, and I'm not to blame. And level 3 is showing emptiness. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm starting to get everything, and it's really sinking in. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for opening the books, each page to page with us, to open the wisdom and share with us your, your gratitude and enlightenment together. Yes. And I would like to be thankful to Miss An Chang for your last lesson. Maybe you will bear a lot for us to have this amazing lesson like that. And the next, as I have called Miss Hoàng Dung, do you want to share with us? And next we have Nguyễn Như to share your lesson and enlightenment. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hi everyone. Yeah, thanks Audrey to call my name today. So last few days I did not join fully the courses because I was in the working time. So I'm in Germany, so we have different time zones. So every day I work. So that's why I try to listen as much as possible. Well, actually, I'm in the sitting course of mentor with now, where Miss, our teacher, Bích Lan, teaches us a lot every early morning from Vietnam. So I try following that course. So at the same time in the morning, I try to learn more our English course to get more vocabularies and all the knowledge in English that I can share with my husband. So last few days, I would like to say that I'm grateful to learn more about the human and energetic structure. And last night, when I learned again, so I feel like I drew again the structure, and it's much more circle, it's much more rounded than before, So for the first few times when I tried following our master Chen Thanh Tuan for the first time, I met him online course. So it was so like the oval shape because I thought because at that time I did not understand about the inner truth, so how to be inner being. So that's the reason why all the details that I drew in the past was very messy and also just like mess up sometimes because I tried to finish it and catch up what the teacher said. But the last few days when I learned again with the teacher, our teacher, Big Lan, so I realized how wonderful it is right now because I focus more on what I was drawing, and I really enjoy the way of study that I have right now. So fully pleasure. So, and I also realized that day by day, I can see myself changing slowly when I look me in mirror and when I talk to my daughter. So the way we talk each other is much more softly and more sweetie. We always like, even sometimes my daughter also try to remind me not to be negative thinking, especially when we use some words to talk about something. So we try to remind each other that, okay, please just use the positive words. So we don't use something like to put us down. So, and she also remember the way that how to motivate or how to encourage me or even herself when she faced something unhappy. And you know what? It's very true. When I see that my eyesight, and my face, and even my smiles right now become more truly happy when I talk to other people. Even when I work in the office, I met someone that I rarely talk with. But when we just say hi in the morning, so I realize that they also look at me in a different way, you know. And it's just like, seems like it's much more easier to be open talking with other people because you feel the happiness inside of mind. So that's why whenever or whoever you meet, so it's very freely showing up who you are. And I really appreciate the knowledge that I absorb and deep diving into every single day or every single moment of my life right now. And you know what? I just started the third day of calligraphy. So this morning, yeah, actually it's midnight in Germany when I started. But you know, people just like 1 hour, 60 minutes passed fastly that you did not recognize at all. When you try focus on how to write and how to hold the pen and how to focus when you just turn your hand and just finish the letter. So it was amazing. I could not express how exactly my feeling was at that time. It's just I felt too peaceful. Even I had a very long day of working time, and even like I did not really have the resting time during the day. And then I continue to learn from 10:30 to 2 a.m. So, and then I slept. I checked my sleeping tracker. Actually, it was short, but it's very nice sleeping time with longer deep sleep than normal. You know, even normally even I slept like 7 hours, but I have very short deep sleep. but now just like 4 or 4.5 hours. So I still had much more longer deep sleep time. So it was like, okay, so that's the reason why my mind is still fresh for the next day. And I feel like I have full energy and I solve the problem much more easy and much more concentration than all the time. And when I talk to all other people in the office, in my team, we discuss something, we have the meetings or even sometimes some conflict topics that we have to solve. My mind is very calm and erase all the mess and erase all the bad thinking. And I use more and more the good vibe to talk to other people, and then we avoid a lot of arguments, you know. So that's a really important thing. And I feel more thankful to everyone for everything they did for us to support, to make the samples much more better, just like one day earlier to ship all the samples to us. Every single thing they made or they reply to us. So I really appreciate and I always say thank to them. And it's deeply come from my heart. Yeah, so now I love all the moments that I live right now. So I respect the present and I respect all the things I deserve or I get right now. Well, actually, I did not expect that I talk too much. Yeah, so really appreciate for your listening as always. And thank you again to support and to teach us all the knowledge that we can change our life in the better way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Huan Yung, for sharing with us. Like a lot of time you want to share with your close friends. And I can see that the core is that when we raise our vibe, our energy frequency, you can feel the time with a different level that we can do more and we feel the time pass so fast.
Yeah.
You can see it in this our sharing today. So I would like to give my gratitude to Miss Huan Yung for sharing. And any of you want to share the last hand you can raise, and after that you can share after Miss Anjan sharing. You can raise before class. I think it's just about 4 minutes left. And any of you want to share that you can learn from the lesson that you learned from the past, from Miss Anjan, Miss Min Long, or Miss Ngoai Mi. Yeah, and I have already seen Miss Nguyễn, you raised your hand, but then you're not. So, Miss Nguyễn, do you want to share with us anymore? We would like to listen to you. Okay, I can see Miss Thanh. Miss Thanh, can you share with us? I can see you study very hard and listen to Miss Anjan very carefully yesterday and even the birthdays of other teachers. Can you share with us about yourself and your lessons?
Thank you. I appreciate and grateful that you give me a chance to share and talk. So I am from the nhà giáo dục gia đình, K02, and I think we call this an educator, the family educator, K2. Is that how you translate in English? Yes. For 2 months. So I still have been 2 months now, and I'm very new to this knowledge. It's only 2 months, 3 months, I think. I'm from Virginia, And so right now it's 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. So every time I'm waking up, I'm still processing. And I just like Ron and Visa. I think is that how you pronounce your name? Visa. Just like her, I have been learning a lot about self transformations, but I think this is my last stop. You know what I mean? It seems like I think I know I have learned a lot, and I think when I saw the house, the WIT home, and I think that what I have been looking for, especially for kids, is like good foundations. So I stop here, and I think this is will be my final focus, is like learning deeper. And I can understand Vietnamese very well, but when I try to translate this in English, I cannot. I don't do a good job, and I don't have the very good connections how to use English. Just like my husband listened to it, and he can translate it the other day very fast and very easy. Oh, that is the attachment. And I was like, how do you see that fast? I couldn't have that connections. So that's why I come here to learn, stay here, learn in this class to get more, understand the concept more in English, and I'm able to share better. So I have a longer time, I think I have a longer time to observe the information in English. But let me try a little bit what I understand from yesterday lesson about the imprint or the operation principle of the subconscious. The subconscious, yes. So we have the subconscious garden. We have the subconscious garden, and in there we have different. We have many different seed, plants, and fruit. We have the seed, fruit. We have the seed of because I'm sorry, I did look at the slide. It's so small. I'm gonna open it out bigger a little bit. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so we have the seed of the consciousness, the seed of condition, the seed of outcome. We also have the plant of consciousness and the plant of condition and the plant of the outcome. We also have and when we have the good seed, good plant, we have fruit of the consciousness, we have fruit of condition, and we have fruit of the outcome. And we have the vibration, we have the we have the energy, we have the frequency coming in. If it's a negative or positive or the balance, and when it's come in with the negative, we have the negative vibrations, and we have a negative energies. It's produce the undesired outcome. And when the energy coming in with is positive, we're gonna have the better outcome. We have a desired outcome. And when it's balanced, when informations and energies coming in as the balance is we have the neutral outcome. And in our garden, we have the real gardener. He will plant, he will taking care of our subconscious garden, and he also taking care whatever the seed that we plant, he gonna go, and if it's a negative seed of the consciousness, that's what he gonna go and taking care of that. He just walk in it. And that's how we live in a negative state. But now we want to be in the positive to get the desired outcome, to get the neutral outcome. We would love to have the positive and balanced energies or belief. So in order for us to have that positive desire, we have something to do. We have a lesson, we have the way to change our, it's a formula to change the overcome the challenge is, number one, we can do, we have the inner peace, or we have inner peace, tolerance, and appreciations. So for the with people we tolerate, with the situations we maybe didn't know and receive with the inner peace, or we withdraw a lesson, this lesson, impressions and enlightenment with the appreciations and gratitude. That's what I can say right now. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Miss Anne, do a wonderful job yesterday to explaining this concept. I think this listening to you is helping me to understand this concept a little bit better. And I also appreciate Miss Lynn from Australia, because after this they have another another Zoom opening for Australian community. I was there with them, and I have my kids with them, and you know, around they sit down and listen while they're eating breakfast. And listening to Miss Lynn the second time of the day, so is helping me to understand a little bit better, especially when she's talking about the seed of condition, the seeds of the consciousness, of the seed of fruit. And I'm like, oh, so that's, she's helping me to see that clearer. So I'm very appreciate Miss Lynn to take time in doing this. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments from all of us, the CCE team, for the sharing, the opening, and all the guests, and also the participants here. I think that's why you are so young and beautiful this time. Yeah, because I can feel the energy of gratitude from you a lot, from your heart. It's very truthful. And now the time is coming, and I think all of us are very, very welcoming to be welcome the presentation, the sharing of one of our main sharer. She is very friendly, beautiful, and wise in giving us not only the lesson but also the enlightenment from her journey. So please give your heart and your hearts to welcome Miss An Chan for the next sharing. Thank you a lot, and see you next time. Please pay attention to the sharing of Miss An Chan and share your wisdom for the next time with ours. Thank you so much. Hello, Miss An Chan.
Hello, everyone. I was so proud, happy, glad, emotionally touched of the emotion when I heard your sharing, especially when you talk about what you had learned the last few days. And just a little bit correction, I live in Florida, so we are actually having the same time zone, Chị Thanh. And today we mark a meaningful point on our shared path. And before we step into the heart of our session, I want to take a moment to pause and honor each of you. Trân trọng biết ơn all of you for choosing to be here, for showing up fully, not just for yourself, but for the community that we are building. We are co-creating across these 26 days. So your presence is felt, seen, and deeply appreciated. And I also want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of your loved ones that encourage you to go on this journey. And very sincerely thank you goes out to the visionary teacher Trần Thanh Toàn, who imagined and built this space, a space for learning, reflection, and inner awakenings. So each day when we share the knowledge, when we share our lessons, our impressions, our enlightenment with each other, we interact to create more good deeds, more merit. Okay. and in order to support our growth from the inside out. And over the past few days, I had the honor to connect with some of you. Actually, talk about that. I was in the Family Educator K01 as well, Chitan. And kind of following with K02 now, but there's so many classes going on. So today we are in the 7th session, yeah? The 7th session today is in another word, we are in day 7. Okay, and yesterday we already wrapped up the topics of the human energetic structure. So before we begin, I would like to briefly reintroduce this, re-summarize what we have learned so far. Okay, so we have exploring our origin cause within us. So the cause and effect, especially the cause and effects of human life, right? So we delve into the root cause formula of life and the human energetic structure. Okay, so the root cause formula of life tells us that the seed within us are the mental image in our mind. Okay, and the good seeds within us are the positive mental image of people around us, of life, of work. Okay, and the human energetic structure show us that the whole the total karma and the 3 fields include good deeds and evil deeds, good deeds and merit determine the seeds within us. So although the total karmas of humans is accumulated similarly in the term of consciousness, conditions and outcomes, and our inner state remains in the balance to positive, then whether desirable or undesirable result will manifest. Yeah, so we understand that from yesterday. So the good seed within us are the good deed and merit. Good deed and merit. There's a differences between blessings and good deeds. Most of the time in Western country, we actually mention about blessings because in religious point of view, most people believe that what we have is blessed by the above being. So most of the time people use the word blessed, such as they say, I'm so blessed, I'm so lucky. So these terms are formed to say that what we have right now is set or is determined by someone else. And if our life is determined by someone else, we cannot change it. So in our in the word that we're choosing to show the part of the 3 fields of the human energetic structure, we use the word evil deed, good deed, and merit. So with good deed is what we are doing, okay, what we have accomplished, what we have done in our life, regardless of this life or past lives, is still what we have done. So because what we have done, we can change it. Yeah. But if we've been blessed by someone else, we cannot change it. But if we create our life, we can change it, right? Hence, we actually use the word good deed and merit rather than use the word blessings. But obviously, all the good deeds that we do, all the good deeds that we create, when we accumulate all of them all together, we can say that the total karma is our blessings, because it has been accumulated over countless lifetimes. Yeah. So we understood these factors, the terms, in order to continue. And today we explore from the wisdom-based ethics view. Okay. We explore from the wisdom-based ethics views. So we already talked about the scientific point of view. We already talked about the religious, faith point of view. And today we're going to explore the wisdom-based ethics point of view. I think if you follow teacher Frank, he used the word morality. It's just another word to say that this angle, this point of view, has been passed down to us from so many generations, from all the wise, all of the sage, and is still valuable in today, in this generation. So there are certain terms, there are certain value. It's only valid in certain generation, but whatever valid for all generations, regardless of space and time, it keeps passing down to many generations. Somehow it's become wisdom-based ethics. So hence we pick the words wisdom-based ethics for now, rather than saying it's morality. It seems to be a little bit more frivol. Okay, so today we're going to explore the wisdom-based ethics view, where the roots of our lives begin and what is the origins of the cause within us. So this is extremely important today. Anyone who thoroughly understands today can consider that what we have explored in the past days had officially begun. And if today is a day of thorough understanding, I will have given everyone a very special key to unlock the gate to the inner mind or inner being. So right now we are at the gate. Yeah, we are at the gate of our inner being. Understanding today means entering the courtyards of our inner being. So this knowledge is called the triangle of reality. The triangle of reality. So this is one of the most valuable parts of our learning journey. And thanks to this section, we have been able to materialize and all non-materials elements. And this is called the triangle of reality. So, and before we can fully grasp this, let me first introduce a few scientific concepts. Yeah, the first concept that we please write down is that the first concept we're going to write down is material manifestation. Material manifestation. Material manifestation. Okay, so what is material manifestation? Okay. Let's say all scientists around the world, they have introduced this concept that we need to understand. Okay. And it's called material manifestation. For example, let me explain this interactively. Let's say, for example, imagine this is a gold bar. Yeah, just imagine. Let's say this is a piece of gold bar. Right. So do you think a gold bar has a different material manifestation than a lead bar? A lead bar, everyone? I tried to find a gray color. I couldn't. Never mind. What do you think? You think a gold bar has a different material manifestation than a lead bar? Gold and lead, they're different. Yes? And we agree on this. Thanks. So what's caused the difference? Scientists found that each metal or type of material emit a different kind of energy. And that's why people use detector to search for metals and precious substance. So the machines go beep, 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 and then they say, oh, iron, copper, or diamond, maybe, if we're lucky. So this is, so each type of stone, metal, or substance emits its own unique vibrational frequency. And we talk about the energy vibrational frequency of material, of space, of time yesterday. So, and that's how it's related to today's topic as well. So each one carries different energy. Yeah. So everything in this world carry energy. So that's a scientific view. We know all of that. Right, let's help me to draw a triangle. Let's draw the triangle together. Okay, on the left side of this triangle, actually on the right side we write material. Okay, on the top we write energy. On the left we write information. Okay. So do you agree that every object, every type of material in this world has its own different energy? Yeah. So if the material manifestations are different, then the energy must be different too. Okay. And just like a gold bar, and let's say this is a lead bar, right? Just imagine. We all have a great imagination. Right, so a gold bar and the lead bar, they are different in material manifestation. Okay, everyone can see that, can feel it if you touch them, right? Which means that they have, because they are different on the outside, which means the inside also different. So the inside contains the energies and the information. Yeah, so the energy must be different, because, and that's related to the energy vibrational frequency. Their energy vibrational frequency are totally different from each other too, right? And scientists also explain that these differences comes from the internal information structure of each material. So the molecular structure of gold are different from the molecular structures of lead. Yeah, and that's why they have different energies and material manifestation. So even coal and diamonds, although both of them makes carbon, right? Coal and diamond, they have different energy. So from now on, let's agree on a shared concept that whenever someone or something appears different, we can describe it as having a different material manifestation. Okay? So that was about stuff. Let's talk about human beings. Right. A successful person and someone who has failed. Yeah, and do they have different? They are different, right? They are different. They are different because they have different material manifestation. As we see, a successful person, they have different attitude, okay? Different presentation outside compared to a failed person. And likewise, we see it much more clearer when we talk about a sick person and a healthy person. Yeah? They are different in material manifestation. or even if we just talk about ourselves, the day that we felt so vigorous, so healthy, we look at outside in the mirror and we see a totally different person from the day that we are so tired, so exhausted, right? So a person who is joyful and happy and a person who is suffering, do they have different material manifestation? Yes, right? A person who is joyful and happy and a person who is suffering, okay, the outside, they look different. So what we can say that they are different in material manifestation. And someone filled with resentment and someone filled with appreciation and gratitude, do you think they also have different material manifestation? Yes, right? Or someone who filled with resentment and someone who filled with appreciation and gratitude, they had different material manifestation. And how about a person with anger versus someone with tolerance? Are their material manifestation different? Yes. Okay. So the reason why people or all things appear different in material manifestation is ultimately because they carry different energy. They carry different energy. Right. They appear different in material manifestation is ultimately because they carry different energy. And deeper still is because the internal information within them is different. Do you see the point? Okay. At first glance, it looks very simple. But if we really grasp this, we can answer a lot of things in our life. A lot of knowledge will open up first later on. Okay. So bear with me while I keep talking over again about different example of between the difference of material, energy, and information. Okay. So let's analyze some more. A successful person and the ones who has failed. Can we clearly see that their material manifestation are different? Yes, we already discussed this earlier. So the energies of successful person must differ from of someone who has failed. Yeah, and we can perceive their energetic state, right? So we can conclude that the internal information of a successful person, okay, and the internal information of someone who has failed are different. So if you prefer, we can say that the failed person, maybe they're not yet successful. Okay. If we apply the principle of light in here. So all people are different. And the root of that difference lies in the internal information within us. Okay, so the key questions here. What is the internal information within a human being? If we can answer this, we can somehow change the failed person into the successful person. Okay, just like scientists, they have already successfully changed lead into gold. But of course, that's kind of experiment costs a lot of money and time. They don't really do it nowadays anymore. But research has been proved that all material can in turn correlate to each other. Albert Einstein said that the energy doesn't appear, it's only transformed from one place to the others. Okay. So if we know that and we can change the information within us, then we can also change our energy. Right? If we can change the information within us, then we can change our energy. Yeah. And then our when our information change, our energy change, okay, in turn material will also change. If a sick person transforms their internal information to match of a healthy person, then in an instant the energy within them will shift to match the energies of health of someone who is healthy. Yes? And their physical manifestation will change accordingly. So this has already been proven by scientists. So they have succeeded in transforming lead into gold. And they conduct that experiment for years. Eventually, the world confirmed this news that everything can be transformed into one another. So if we change its informational structure, so in the end, lead was turned into gold. And scientists accomplished it. But economically, the process was not viable, so they didn't pursue it further. And the important point is that they proved that it was possible. It was possible. So you can look this up online if you are curious about the experiment, as it has been scientifically validated. So since then, they've even turned cow dung into edible meats, so in a couple of restaurants in the world. And they have transformed seawater into fresh drinking water. Okay, if you watch some of document about Dubai, you will see that the whole countries are actually living on that. They have the whole huge, very wonderful system that turns seawater into drinking water. They convert garbage into organic fertilizer as well. So how did people do all of this? How did people do all of this? They simply change the informational structure, which in turn exchange the external material manifestation. So if this is possible in material world, then in human life, why can't a sick person become healthy, right? Why can't a successful person and someone who hasn't succeeded yet switch places? And after all, even successful people have failed before. Why can't someone who not yet successful become successful? Why can't someone full of resentment become someone who lives in appreciation and gratitude? So if we can change our information, we can change our energy. And when energy changes, our material manifestation changes. Okay? So, I have another question for you. What exactly is the information within us? What exactly is the information within us? What do you think? What exactly is the information within us? Thanks to all the sage, all the wise, and our head teachers, we know that the information within us is what we know. The information within us is what we know, what we believe, okay, what we believe, and what we understand. Okay. The information within us is what we know, what we believe, and what we understand. What we know, what we believe, what we understand represent the information within us and the reality of our life. The reality of our life. So when we mention anything, how we know it, how we believe in it, how we understand it, represent the information within us about it and the realities of our lives about it. So this is the reality triangle, right? Reality. Okay? Let me repeat. The information within us is what we know, what we believe, and what we understand. What we know, what we believe, and what we understand represent the information within us and the reality of our lives. So when we mention anything, how we know it, how we believe it, and how we understand it represent the information within us about it and the reality of our lives about it. Okay? So if we replace it here, the word it here, with any subject, it means that when we talk about something, how we know it, how we believe it, and how we understand it represent the information within us about it and the reality of our lives about it. Yeah. Let's say, for example, when we mentioned health. Actually, when we mention, if I follow K36, is happiness first, but it doesn't matter. Let's say if we mention happiness. When we mention happiness. Someone must be very happy right now. So when we mentioned happiness, how we know about happiness, how we believe in happiness, and how we understand happiness represent the information within us about happiness and the reality of our happiness. Okay. When we mentioned health, how we know about health, how we believe in health, how we understand health represent the information within us about health and the reality of our health. When we mentioned marriage, When we mention marriage, how we know about marriage, how we believe in marriage, how we understand marriage, represent the information within us about marriage and the reality of our marriage. Okay. When we mentioned, let's say, which topic would you like me to mention? Which topic would you like me to mention?
Wealth.
Yeah. Wealth. Awesome. Wealth or finances, right? Wealth. Let's say wealth. It represents our finance. It is one of the. It is the roof of our home. The roof of the 7 holistic wealth house. Yeah. Wealth or finance. So, when we mention wealth, how we know about wealth, how we believe in wealth, how we understand wealth, represent the information within us about wealth and the reality of our wealth. So if you look at on the slide here, then we actually have 4 aspects of our life. The 4 aspects of our life, the 4 main areas of our life include our inner being, how we feel happy inside, our health as on the left pillar of the house, marriage as is in relationship, the right pillar of the house, and wealth stands for our finance, is the roof of the house. Yeah. Okay. So let's say inner peace. This is more familiar to us in this the context of the program. Inner peace. When we mention inner peace, how we know about inner peace, how we believe in inner peace, how we understand inner peace, represent the information within us about inner peace and the reality of our inner peace. And in the human energetic structure, you have been explained about inner peace in very detail by Komi. Yeah. Inner peace. Then we have in health we have beauty. When mentioned beauty, with woman we say beauty, but with all the gentlemen in here we say good looking or handsome. Right, when we mentioned how beauty, how we know about beauty, how we believe in beauty, how we understand beauty, represent the information within us about beauty and the reality of our beauty and our beauty reality. Okay. When we mentioned about children education, okay, how we know about children education, how we believe in educating children, how we understand about children education, that represent the information within us about educating our children and the reality of our children education. And when we mentioned investment, how we know about investment, how we believe in investment, and how we understand investment, represent the information within us about investment and the reality of our investment. Okay. So when we talk about health, whether today you are healthy or sick, it's still your health reality, right? We understand that. So even if you are suffering, that too is the reality of happiness. Yeah? Because a person is suffering and happiness are like light and darkness. So when we are in a dark room, if you remember the principle of light, right? When we are in a dark room, whether we say that the room is dark or bright, it actually just means that the room either lack of light or it has light. So we don't say that room has darkness. We don't tend to say that. So someone is, we don't tend to say that someone is not yet healthy rather than sick. So that's the idea. That's what we call a health reality. So this is how we gradually reorient all of our awareness toward light. Okay. So when we talk about when someone who wants to get married, for example, right, and versus someone who doesn't want to get married, do they have different knowledge, beliefs, and understanding about marriage? Of course they do, yeah, because their information is different, their energy is expressed differently, and so there's material manifestation. Okay. The information, the energy, and the material manifestation are totally different. So many people who are unmarried, simply they don't want to be because they know, believe, understand, linked in that direction. So therefore the marriage reality follows that direction. So even someone who is unmarried still has a marriage reality. So it's the reality of not being married, yeah, compared to some who are married. So both are marriage reality. And a harmonious and happy marriage is kind of reality as well. Divorce or being married 2 or 3 times is also a reality, just a different one. And a person know, believe, understand, represent the information which creates their reality. Okay. So if we follow the same pattern and take success as another example, success, we were talking about successful person and a failed person, right? So when we mention success, how we know about success, how we believe in success, how we understand success represents the information within us about success and the realities of our successful life. So that's why each person has a different know, believe, understand of success, and therefore they set different standards for what success means. So people hold different know, believe, understand about health, so the health reality also varies. Okay, so if we align in knowing, believing, understanding, then we will share a similar reality. You following me so far? Yeah, thanks.
Not too bad.
So the perspective of know, believe, understand is quite vast. At this point, the sage, the gurus, or the head teacher have introduced us a very simple concept called the source concept. The source concept. The source concept. Source concept. Khái niệm nguồn. Okay. Source concept. Now let's go back to the very first statement that we made. The information within us is what we know, what we believe, what we understand. What we know, what we believe, what we understand. In other words, is our source concept. Yeah, represent the information inside us and define the reality of our lives. Okay. I just repeat basically the same paragraph that I repeat earlier, only added in the word source concept. Okay, let's do that one more time. The information within us is what we know, what we believe, what we understand. What we know, what we believe, what we understand. Okay, in other words, it's our source concept. In other words, our source concept. Yeah, represent the information within us and the realities of our life. Okay. Let's say someone doing business. Yeah, the source concept they have about business determine their business reality. Yeah, so when we start tracing things back through the laws of cause and effect, the trace using cause and effect is happen like this: that if someone is experiencing an undesirable marriage reality, what can we call instance deduce? Basically, we know that they carry an undesirable source concept about marriage, right? So on the other hand, someone enjoying a joyful, desirable marriage, they must carry a favorable, they must carry the benefits of source concept about it. So we have two terms of source concept, two directions of source concept here. One direction is beneficial source concept. The other direction is detrimental source concept. And with the person who holds a beneficial source concept within themselves, they will eventually get to the result in their life is that they will have the desirable outcome. Whereas the person who holds detrimental source concept in their within themselves, they've eventually reaped the undesirable outcome in their life. Okay. Desirable, undesirable. Okay. So let's get back to the very first stage. We did that already. Okay. So one more time. If someone is experiencing an undesirable marriage reality, okay, we know that they carry the undesirable source concept about marriage. Okay, we can say that they have the detrimental source concept about marriage. So from this perspective, then we can explain all human life realities and where they come from. So from now on, when you understand this knowledge already, whoever you meet in your life, doesn't matter, your loved one, the people you already know, or the stranger, whoever you meet in your life, okay, you just look at their reality. You can explain why, how they have that reality in an instant. Yeah. So what if we examine a life issue using all three perspectives? All three perspectives. Okay. So, for example, when we see someone with an undesirable marriage reality, yeah, immediately from the lens of just a moment, from the lens of wisdom-based ethics, we would say that, oh, this person holds information in the form of of detrimental or undesirable source concept regarding marriage. Yeah, and from the religious or faith views, then we can say that they have the negative inner state when marriage is mentioned. And from a scientific view, they carry negative mental image regarding marriage. So these three perspectives combined allow us to understand the root of any human life realities. And they also show that every human life reality is changeable. And that's what we want. Because whatever reality that you are unhappy with right now, you can change. That's a good thing, right? We can change our reality. So how can we do that? We'll talk about that a bit later on. Okay. So let's take another example. Let's say someone with a health issues come to us. There's no need to ask them why their health is problematic. With the insight of the root cause formula of life and the root cause formula of life, the root cause formula of life, and the scientific view, okay, the human energetic structure and the religion's faith, human energetic structure, okay, and in the wisdom-based ethics view, we have the triangle of reality. Okay. So let's, for example, let's say someone with a health issue come to us. Okay. We know that with the insights of the root cause formula of life, we are equipped with these three standard reference systems. We equipped with a very solid foundation to analyze the human lives, and it's helped to understand the root cause behind their health issues. So every time health is mentioned, their inner state turns negative. Okay. Their inner state turns negative. in a state turn negative, right? And secondly, they carry negative mental image. I'm gonna just write image here, but we understand that they carry the negative mental image or the undesirable mental image. Okay, and lastly, they hold an undesirable source concept, or they have the detrimental source concept. Right. Let's take another example. They may have an undesirable or detrimental source concept about stomach issues. So when it comes to stomach health, they know all the diseases related to the stomach, and they have no concept of what a healthy stomach look like. Okay, ask any sick person that you know. They can tell you all about their illness, what kind of pills they need to take, who they need to go to see, what do they need to do. Okay, but they have no concept of wellness. Okay, they have no concept of being healthy. Sorry. So, and society today is spreading countless undesirable, detrimental source concepts about marriage, about businesses, about health. A flood of undesirable concepts is being absorbed unconsciously by people through news, television, through all of the social medias that we have nowadays. So as a result, undesirable human life realities are widespread today, especially in the field of health. And in fact, much of modern medicine is developing in a way that reinforces undesirable source concepts, pushing people to rely solely on hospital, on doctor. Yeah. So because if people has a beneficial source concept about health, then they wouldn't immediately turn to hospital, right? They would turn inward inside themselves, looking at themselves first. Okay, so if you try to look this up online, most of the available information are undesirable source concept. When you look at the internet, all the social media channel nowadays, you see an abundance of explanation why marriages fall apart, but barely a handful of concepts that help people build harmonious relationships. But that's the reality of our society. So what is our mission for the rest of our life? From this perspective, is to develop beneficial source concepts in human life. And triangle realities help us do just that. With the triangle of reality, we can develop beneficial source concepts about all of the aspects in our life, so that we can attain a desirable life reality. Okay. So what we call the source concept of all source concepts in human life, what is known as a reference system. Okay. What we call source concepts of all source concepts in human life, that include what we know, what we believe, what we understand. Okay, we call them towards the beneficial source concept. Then we call it, let's say we call it the standard reference. We call it reference system. Reference system. Reference system. So when the source concept of source concepts is oriented towards benefit, we call it a standard reference system. A standard reference system is when the source concept is oriented toward benefit. Right. So we develop the source concept of all source concepts in human life. So this is the standard reference system. Standard reference system. We have 3 of them. So we develop the source concept of all source concepts in human life so that we can build a standard reference systems. And with this system, we can reflect upon our life and use it to reason and discern. Otherwise, all the instability in human life today would remain unresolved, simply because we lack the source concepts to properly analyze it. So, humanity is living in fear is simply because we lack the information. Right? So to summarize this awareness, we must remember one thing. Humanity doesn't really have any problems at all. We simply lack the concepts. For example, when our spouse starts blaming or resenting us, it's simply because they lack the source concept of appreciation and gratitude. So you as a student who already learned about appreciation and gratitude, okay, you share this concept to them. Okay, you show them by living in appreciation and gratitude every day. You show them by carrying the meditation of appreciation and gratitude for everything in your life. So, yeah, and that's why for the resent. So when our spouse or when the people around us, when our loved one, they resent, not because they have any problem at all. Okay, someone who frequently show anger towards others is simply because they lack the source concepts of tolerance. And that's why the undesirable source concept of anger emerge. If the benefits of source concepts arise, then the undesirable ones fade away. So a person who suffer, is not broken. There's no problem with them. They just lack the source concept of inner peace and happiness. And ultimately, human beings have no problems. They just lack the source concepts. A person who lives poorly isn't defective. They just simply don't have the source concept of what it means to live with integrity. So they end up living problematically. And similarly, our employees just need to source concept. Okay. Our children, our employees, they just need to choose source concept. It's not in the normal slide, but like how to be a good human being, how to be a human. Okay, and how to work, how to do work, being human and doing the work. We say be human, do the work, or being human, doing the work. These are the 2 things that a human being do in this life. Whoever we are, doesn't matter where we come from. There's only 2 things that we do in life: being human and doing the work. That's it. So some struggles at work, some people who struggle at work simply because they lack the concepts of how to work, and others work well, but the company culture is weak because they lack the concept of being human. So we really just need to teach our children 2 things: how to be human and how to work. So what does it mean to awaken wisdom? Is what kind of inner state, character, virtue, competencies should we have? What about our physicality? How do we manage material resources in life? How we interact with others in human relationships? How does ethical interaction look like? So we just guide them in how to live as a human being, and then how to work. Okay, let's take another example. If we look at our phones or our computer, we all know they need an operating system, right? A phone or computer need an operating system to work. Without an operating system, the machine can't really run. It means that a device without its operating system is like a person without their reference system. A person without the reference system. So, and the various concepts we hold are like applications that get installed on top of that system. So when a person possesses a standard system, it's like a device equipped with a solid operating system. It can then install more applications, creating more diversity and functionality. That's how our phones and computer evolve and grow. Okay? Evolve and grow. So every human being, without exception, lives within 3 reference systems. 3 standard reference systems: science, religions, faith, wisdom-based ethics. No one can escape these 3. However, most people don't clearly know what these frameworks are in relation to life, so they don't know how to lean on them when reflecting on their own reality. Okay. And they are unaware which framework they are operating from. And so the last few days we have learned about the root cause formula of life, the human energetic structure, and today we learn about the triangle of reality. So these all together form the 3 standard reference systems. So 3 standards reference system in human life, allowing us to reason through all human life matters based on them. So from now on, whenever reasoning about life, if someone wants to do something, they need to first clarify the mental image. They need to have a clear mental image. Okay? They need to have a clear mental image, or what we say, the positive mental image. Okay, they have to have clear positive mental image. Yeah, this needs to be positive. So they need to clarify it, and they need to clarify the source concept before acting. And that source concept they need to have is beneficial, clarified, beneficial source concept. And they need to establish a balance towards positive inner state. Okay, balance towards positive. Balance towards positive. Balance towards positive inner state. Okay. So if they don't have that, they should accumulate. If they don't have that balance and positive inner state, then they need to consider to accumulate merit and good deed. Merit and good deeds first. Okay. So with we have accumulate merit and good deed. So this path is a life way to work in life, and it is one we now able to grasp. So there is no way to bypass the 3 things. If we act in vagueness, then with no concepts, no clear image, and a negative inner state, then what kind of result do we get in life? An undesirable outcome instantly. So what is it that you receive this past day? You've been given a complete reinstallation of human life operating system. And haven't you already started to change the information within you over these past few days? Absolutely, right? The information within yourself already changed, been updated, just like the operating systems of the computer. You have been updated now. So all reflection, reasoning in human life, human matters, human material will be understood through these three, and any transformation must also be anchored into these same three so that we work more rightly, more precisely in this human life. This is kind of a blessing, you know. In another word, exactly we say is the good deeds and merit that we have been accumulate over the past few days. So, and after this, we begin installing a new applications into our human lives. Just like the computer, need to install new applications. So by developing a beneficial source concept for wisdom. So the next tomorrow, teacher Thầy Thống will talk to you about, will share with you the topic of rich in wisdom. Okay. So we keep installing and begin operating this life in a way that is greatly desirable, just like a phone. We install a new app into it, right? So every first source concept we install after the foundational three, after today, okay. So the first one would be wisdom, and the second one with meditation. So the first we must embed, because when wisdom and meditation are installed, any undesirable source concepts are naturally expelled, while beneficial ones are effortlessly attracted to us. So if we don't install this wisdom-based filter, then every kind of concept seep into our mind, and that prevents us from reorganizing our life. You understand that, yeah? And that's why we must refine our information, like refreshing the operating system within ourselves. And only after that should we begin installing new applications, so we can filter out the virus and allow only beneficial ones to get in. And that's how we install the system. So the past few days have been immensely precious because we have received the standard reference system to live by. I mean, it might have seemed like you came here just for leisure, but in fact you have been reprogramming with the new operating system. Because until now, our information has been chaotic. Since childhood, we haven't known which information is fundamental. We just grabbed onto whatever reasoning was available without really knowing how to reason properly. Let's say our child come to, like say your child come to you for advice. Okay, they want your guidance on what career path to pursue. But what do you use to reason with them? Nothing. So whatever career you suggest end up leading nowhere. Today, we give our kids advice 5 years, 10 years later. They abandon that path. We see that happen so many generations. And we end up carrying regret for the rest of our life, simply because we try to advise our child without a proper foundation. So, give someone advice. When we give someone advice, we see that they're suffering, and we often say that, okay, if you have a close friend and every day they keep complaining to you about their marriage, right? You eventually telling them what? Just get a divorce. Don't stay with that person anymore. So we think that is a good solution. That's why we advise our friend. Okay? Because it ends their suffering. So then they marry someone else who makes them suffer even more, maybe 10,000 times more. Okay? And we never help them to see the root cause of their difficult life. So they need to change their mental image, need to change the image of their marriage. Okay? They need to get it clear on what image that is, transform their inner state toward marriage, toward their spouse, toward their family, toward the children, and accumulate merit and good deeds along the way. And once they gain clarity on their source concept of marriage, then even if they separate from their current partner, their future marriage can still be harmonious and happy. Yeah. So if we just sit there trying to coach other people behavior, like, okay, we talk about other people. There's a person have behavior which what show on the outside, and most of the time we try to change our behavior. Okay, when we advise a friend, when we talk to our kids, we try to change their bad behavior to a better one. We try to coach their behavior. And we tell them that, oh, don't treat them like this, don't treat them like that. How can they change their action? If their inner state is already negative, whenever marriage is mentioned. You get what I mean? Okay. So, we have to understand that apart from behavior, what is the thinking inside of them that leads to that behavior? What do they think that leads to that behavior? Okay, so thinking. Within our organization, we have the course Elevate Our Thinking that had been taught by teacher Cô Minh. But currently it's only in Vietnamese. Maybe in the future we have that course, that class in English later on. So inside the behavior is the thinking, and deep inside of that thinking we have the awareness, and that's what we have been talking for the last few days, the awareness. Awareness. Okay. Actually, inner awareness. This will be inner awareness. So, behavior is outside, and what we think from our behavior, and from our inner awareness that form our thinking, and our inner awareness that involves the image, our source concept, our inner state, and our source concept. Okay. So let's get back to the three standard reference system. We can see that the connection here. Okay, your awareness is formed by your image, inner state, and source concept. And the three standard reference systems is also formed by your image, source concepts, and inner state. Okay, so once you are totally comprehend these three standard reference systems, basically you have already elevated your inner awareness. You have elevated your inner awareness by thoroughly comprehend the three standard reference system. So when you gain clarity on the source concept of marriage, even if you separate from your current partner, your future marriage can still be harmonious and happy. But if you just sit there trying to coach people behavior, trying to change your behavior, okay, then you cannot change your action if your inner state is already negative, okay, whenever marriage is mentioned. So Now, what do we finally have here? A standard reference systems. Yeah. But just say having the reference system isn't enough yet. We need to do something more by start installing application. Okay, and the very first app we must install is Wisdom. So if we are able to light up the first lamp in life, then we must be the flame of wisdom. Okay, so tomorrow, teacher Xuân Thống will introduce that to you. Okay. I have another question for you here. If we take out 3 standard reference systems, the root cause formula of life, the human energetic structure, the triangle of reality, okay, then what is information within us humans? If we integrate all these reference systems from the perspective of science, of religions, faith, wisdom-based ethics, then what is the information within us humans? We were talking about the triangle of reality, whereas the left corners is the information, right? So what is the information? What is the information inside humans?
No. Is that correct? The information is
Keep
what
going.
we know.
Yeah, keep going.
And what we know is gonna create the energies of what we believe is gonna create the energies, and from what we believe is gonna be manifest to the material life from what we understand. Is that correct?
Any more? That's it? Information. So if we're looking at the scientific perspective, okay, the information inside humans is the mental image. The mental image, okay, image. If we're looking at the religions, faith-based, then the information is a composition of 3 fields. 3 fields that include evil deed, good deed, and merit. And from the wisdom-based ethics perspective, we have the information is source concept. Okay, so if we look solely on the wisdom-based ethics viewpoint, the information inside us is what we know, what we believe, yeah, what we understand, which is what you just said. Okay. So in other words, the source concept, but from all 3 perspectives combined, the information within us consists of the mental image, the 3 fields, evil deed, good deed, merit, and source concept. So now another questions I have for you. what is good information within us? What is a good information within us? So we have the information within us in this diagram already. Can you tell me what is good information within us? If we want our life... What? Pardon?
It's a positive information.
Positive information, okay. So what is positive information within us? We know that the information within us includes the mental image, the three fields of evil deeds, good deeds, merit, and the source concept. Yeah. So simply put, the good information within us, the good information within us is positive image, okay, the beneficial source concept, and good deed merit. Tan Chang said that positive image, beneficial source concept, balance, and positive inner state. Yes, that's absolutely right. And that inner state is formed from we accumulating good deeds and merit. So when we accumulate enough good deed and merit, then only then we have balance and positive inner state. Do you notice that sometimes when you know about this knowledge, but in daily interaction, in daily situation in life, even though you already know that you need to stay positive, you need to have the balance to positive inner state, but you still can't, because you are lacking of good deed and merit. It's not that simple to maintain the balance of positive inner state. We only can do that by accumulating enough good deed and merit. So starting with this recognition, we become familiar with the concept of awareness, right? Awareness, inner awareness, inner awareness. So in the governance of karma of human being, we must manage our awareness, our thinking, and our behavior. Where's that slide gone? Yeah. So in the governance of cause and effects, governance of karma, we must manage our awareness, our thinking, and our behavior to govern our causality or govern our karma. So usually we focus on govern our behavior, which is not the root of total karma. We also often manage our thinking. We try to think positive. Somehow it works, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, even that is not the root of our total karma. If we can govern awareness, thought, our thinking, behavior, we can govern our total karma. Okay, we can govern our total. Doesn't mean that we can't change. We cannot change our total karma. What we can do is making different choices, and that has already been explained in the topic of the root cause formula of life. Yeah. So one of the most important recognition that from now on we must have, and if anyone asks us, we must know, is that in a person awareness there are images, there's concepts, and inner emotional state, or inner state. Okay. This can be singular or plural, it doesn't matter much. Okay. So if we do anything, we are clear about the image, what we are doing, clear about the concept, and have balanced positive inner emotional state. Then we have managed our awareness. So, in your opinion, the thinking arises from our awareness as well. Yeah? It begins from there. All about thinking begins from our awareness. We have negative thinking because we have negative awareness. We have all the benevolent thinking because we have positive to balance to positive awareness or inner state. Anyway, so you only need to take one more step here to understand about the thinking, but maybe that will be in the future. But this current course is exactly about whatever we do, we must be clear about the end image, clear about the concept we design, and maintain balance to positive inner state toward it. So if we do that, then we manage the our causality, manage the root of our karma, and only then we proceed to behavior. Okay, behavior will be the last step. So remember, from now on to the rest of our life, whatever we do, we need to manage awareness first. We need to manage our awareness first. Okay. So before learning, for example, before you learn how to swim, if we are clear about the image of swimming, clear about the concept of swimming, and have a balanced, positive inner state when managing the awareness of swimming, it's become naturally smooth. Yeah. And through the development of the triangle of reality, we come to recognize that the awareness of human being can be conceptualized. Yeah, the awareness of it can be conceptualized. So this can be conceptualized. The awareness of human being can be conceptualized because awareness has image, has concepts, and have inner state. Image, inner state, and concept of a human being. So human experience many forms of reality, but we can categorize them from the from three perspectives. Right? Scientific view. Today we are formed with what information, what energies, and material manifestation. Right. From the religious and faith points of view, okay, a person's life is determined by the pick another color, orange. By the cause, what we call the seed meant to image. By the cause we have sown, by what conditioned we are in, and by what effect or outcome we receive. Okay, effect or outcome. Okay, and from the wisdom-based ethics, then viewpoint, then a person's reality is shaped by what they know, what they believe, what they understand. Okay, I should have drawn another diagram, but just convenient that this fit into it. So there's a moments when we interpret life through the religion's lens, the viewpoint and faith. Then we say that just sow good seeds, nurture good condition, and you reap favorable outcome. You reap desirable outcomes. Yeah. So that's one approach. And yes, we also need to ask that: what do we know? What do we believe? What do we understand? And how do we know what someone knows? How do we know what someone believes? How do we know what someone understands? So do you ever wonder, what do I know? What do I believe? What do I understand? Honestly, do you really know? Let me tell you something just between us. Don't tell anyone, okay? But if anyone asks, you can say, you can tell them. So there's a 3 standard reference system that we mentioned. Once we grasp them, when we thoroughly understand them, we can use them to interpret anything. For example, if our head teachers guide us to do something, then we may ask that, and he may ask that, do you understand how to do it? And if we reply, yes, I understand, what does it mean? It means we already visualize the process. Okay, we know the steps involved, and that clarity of image is what is meant to understand. Yeah. So when do we believe? Okay. When do we believe? When our inner state is balanced and positive oriented towards something, that's when we believe. Okay. So for instance, if I show you an exercise move and you have a clear mental image, for example, squat, yeah? Squat, stand up and sit down. You have a clear mental image of it. You understood? If you don't, then you haven't understood yet. And when we mention something and our inner state is positive to balance toward it, that indicates we believe in it. So if we can conceptualize what we're talking about, it means we know it. So we have the word conceptualize. Conceptualize. If we can conceptualize what we're talking about, then we know it. Okay. If we have a clear image, we have a clear image of what we talk about, then we know it. Clear image. And if our inner state is balanced positive, inner state, then we thoroughly understand, thoroughly know it. For example, if someone speaks of happiness, do we believe in it? Do we know it? Do we understand it? So if someone mentions happiness, but their emotional state is negative, do they truly believe in happiness? No. Do they understand what happiness is? No. Do they have a mental image of it? No. And do they have a concept of happiness? That's also no. So that means we do not yet have the source concept of happiness. Yeah. So there's a moment when we interpret human life through material reality, using information, using energy, using material as foundation. Then we may even take intangible source concept like wisdom, meditation, inner peace, tolerance, and express them materially. But however, in human life, we must lean on another point of view, which called religions, right, or faith, to fully understand a person's experience, interpreting it through cause, condition, and result. Only through this lens, we cause, condition, and outcome, result, or cause, condition, and effect. Yeah? So only through this lens can we deeply understand the human journey. And if we stick to only material reality, we only grasp a small aspect, and we cannot fully comprehend a person's life at all. So trying to explain what someone knows, someone believes and understands is far too vast. That's why humanistic realities alone cannot explain it at all. And this is why when a person fully understands cause, condition, and outcome, they can truly grasp human life. Yeah? Because cause, condition, outcome is the foundation for comprehending life, where saying what information, what energies, and what material someone holds is a bit too abstract. Yeah. So you understand why we need to deeply comprehend cause, condition, and outcomes. So usually I don't really share this in the community class, but this part usually being shared in the mentor class. But you are going to become you are on the journey of learning in Mentor 7 anyway, and that's why I brought this out. Okay. So that's come to the end of our lesson today. Tomorrow we will begin with the first foundational concept. We will use the triangle of reality to transform information into wisdom, energize wisdom, materialize wisdom. Okay, and when it's become clear in everyone's mind, it's become easier, become simpler to acquire and possess. Yeah. So managing our knowledge is quite important. Anyone have questions, any feedback, any lessons that you learned, you have the urge to share? Are you still digesting this information? I can see wondering face. I can see someone still contemplation.
So I'm still digesting all informations, but I think it's come close. It's come close. So from what I understanding, what you're sharing today, the most important slide or triangle that we try to hold on into our heart to try to understand where the people coming from is the 3 standard reference system.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when you try to share the information triangle, so are we do the same thing with the wisdom-based ethic?
Yeah,
triangle,
the next 2
just
days.
that, and then religion, so we can make another 2 triangle based on the same information. So what for example, if I say the wisdom-based ethic, a triangle, so it have the religion, faith, wisdom-based ethic, and science. And the same thing, science is the clear image with the positive clear image. And in the wisdom-based ethic, we have the source of the beneficial source of concept, beneficial source concept. And in the religion, religion for the wisdom-based ethic is good deeds and merit. Is that correct?
Yeah. Is at this stage, I think that's is sufficient. When you're going to, I believe that Colin going to have another session after this, and your awareness going to elevate to another next level. And by then,
unfortunately, today they don't have the class today. So
not today.
They did. They don't have class today. But I think today is become a little bit clear. I think I'm able to connect this a little bit better. I think maybe I need Glenn to do it next week then.
The triangle of reality is one of the knowledge that once we really understand it, we can replicate success into many fields, in many industries. Yeah. The fact that a lot of successful people nowadays, they cannot pass down what they've done successfully to the next generation because that they don't have the knowledge of the triangle of reality. Which understanding thoroughly the triangle of reality, you can develop the source concepts of many industry, and using that source concept of a particular industry, you can pass down the successful formula of what you do to the next generation to replicate.
So my questions, the source concept, is it the same as the reality triangle, or is it different?
It's not the same. It's the triangle of reality is the reference system, one of the reference system. And from the triangle of reality, we discuss to realize that the source concept is the root cause of our life under the triangle of reality theory. Yeah.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna digest some more.
Sure. Okay. Anyone else has questions? I would like to exchange some information. So what are you impressed in today's lesson? What impressed you in today's topic?
I think in order to change somebody's behavior, you have to be aware. In order to change their thinking, you have to look into their wisdom, what level of wisdom they're at. And you get a clear image, give them a clear image. Or let them see their own clear image. Try to guide them in that way, or give them a bit of wisdom. And yeah, that's what I kind of got out of it. And then the only way you can do that is through the reality triangle. Well, there's other ways too, but yeah, that's what I've got out of some of that.
If you notice that our head teachers, he never actually tried to solve anyone's problems or change anyone's behavior at all. But people still change. That is because his awareness is different to most of us. Every single day he elevates his awareness to a next level. So when his awareness raised to the next level, the people around him, he maintained the image, different image of them. He maintains the positive image of the people around him. Okay, he carried the beneficial source concepts of the people around him. Okay, and every day he interacts with them to accumulate good deed and merit. Good deed and merit can only accumulate by interacting with people. If you become a monk, go into a temple, sitting there, pray all day, you're unable to accumulate good deed and merit because there's no interaction with human being. So only by interacting with human being we can create good deed and merit. And in terms of if anyone comes to you and tell you of their problems, okay, then you can actually work it out in your head or in your awareness. You can see that what their problem is. But in terms of changing people or changing their behavior, we'd rather not doing it because there are so many behavior that if you can change one, you cannot change all of it. And the fact, we cannot really change anyone if they don't want to. If they don't want to, even though we can give them all this information, if they don't want to change, we cannot do anything about it.
You can just guide them.
If they want to
In a way.
be guided, they want to be guided. So how can we activate all their desire in becoming better, their desire to be good? Okay, the only way to do it is going back to ourselves, going back to elevate our awareness. Only our awareness reach to a certain level, then those people who are around us, okay, we can see that they will have a different desire in their life. Okay, only when our awareness are in different level, then eventually the hidden desire that hide inside of them been drawn out. Okay, been drawn out because we only have the positive, the good image of them. When we talk about them, we're full of appreciation and gratitude. When we interact with them, we stay in inner peace. When they do anything that may be not in our favor, we be able to tolerate them. Okay, only that which means we maintain the balance to positive inner state toward people. Okay, and whenever we think of them, just a slight thought of them that give us the benefits of source concept, we have no negative, no darkness remain inside of us when we think about them. And with that awareness, then we be able to draw all the goodness in people. With that awareness, we can basically guiding without guiding. I mean, you know what I mean? You want to guide them, but you don't have to guide them at all. They will look at you and see that, oh, this person have the certain meditation that I want to have. This person have the certain lifestyle, certain wisdom that I really want to become. Then automatically they will want to be good. Their hidden desire will show. So all of it, at the end of the day, just coming back to ourselves. Work on ourselves, manage ourselves, okay? Changing ourselves, transform ourselves, and the whole world will be different. And if every single person in the world do just one thing that stay in inner peace, working on their own self, then there's no need to change other people at all. Difficult to hear my voice, sorry. Let me speak up a bit louder.
So can I repeat this? So while you're sharing this, I'm kind of taking note here so I translate this to, with our kids, we most of the time we try to change their behavior, but from what I learned today is that instead of changing their behaviors, raise their awareness instead of changing behavior by giving them a clear image, maintain the balance to positive inner state, give them the source of concept, and most important thing is teach them doing good deeds and merit.
Yeah, could do that. But since you are family educator, you know at different stage, if different age of children life, then certain different things you need to do in specific condition, right? Like from 0 to 13 years of age, you need to do certain thing to activate the total karma. From 13 years to 18 years as a If it's a girl, then you need to do different things from 0 to 20 years of age. If it's a boy, then you need to do different things from the 18 years of age until like 40. You need to do different things, right? You learn all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think because I start to recognize that I focus on the behavior more, the character behavior more than anything else. So I think this will help to change my directions, how to interact with them, especially with be aware. And I think the awareness, before I know how to, I teach them about awareness in their mind, so recognizing it, but now today I understand the awareness a little bit differently. The awareness is contained the clear image, the inner state, and the sort of concept, not just be aware of what they're aware in their mind. Let me cooking more on this concept and then see if I can talk more on this. But I think the awareness definition today is different for me than before. Yeah, thank you so much.
Most of the time we go through life being very vague about our life, being very vague about what is awareness, what is our thinking, what our behavior. We are not very clear on those concepts, those information. And because of that vague mind, then our life is also becomes vagueness kind of way. Okay, we uncertain of the futures and regret the past and never be able to live in the present. But once we have the clear image, when we be able to maintain the balance to inner state, when we maintain the balance inner state, that is the moment we live in the present. When we have a clear source concept and a clear mental image, okay, that is the outcome of our life. Already we can see the future vision very clear in front of our eyes. So bit by bit, step by step, every day, all of this knowledge, once you will be able to combine all of them, and it gets to ingrained in your mind, then things will become simpler for you to apply it into your life. Because for the last 30 odd years, we never get to know this knowledge. Most of the time we are very vague about what we do in life. We don't know where to go. We lack future vision. And now it's take a bit of time to observe, take a bit of time to elevate our awareness. And enjoy it. Enjoy the moment when you still not clear about your life, because by the time everything clear already, you can't come back to your previous self anymore. So enjoying it while it still lasts. One day everything becomes so clear, you couldn't be able to resent anymore, you couldn't get angry anymore. And then you have a purpose, a mission in life. And everything's so clear, all the concept in your life is so clear. You can see all the goodness in this world. And you basically can bring in so much value for the world around you. So that is the only thing you can do is creating value, and continue creating value. There are no other things else you can do. So while you're on the learning journey, enjoy it as much as possible. Okay, I would like to pass the mic back to our beautiful MC today, if she's still around. If no one have no other questions or nothing else to share, pondering on it, and tomorrow when we come in, I would love to hear what you have learned, what your lessons, what your impressions and enlightenment so far. And just a quick reminding, lessons is what you have learned and it's new to you. Maybe you heard about it before, but today it seems so new. That's still lesson, yeah. Impression is something that you can apply into your life. Like you learned about awareness today, and you know that from now on you don't change your kid behavior anymore, but you managing the awareness. So that impression. And enlightenment is something that you have been pondering in your mind for a while, and now you'll be able to answer it. For example, like you have been asking yourself that how can you change other people, but now you realize, you got enlightened, that you don't need to change others, just sit there changing yourself and others will change. Okay, so we do this tomorrow, yeah, and every single day for the next 20 session, the next 20 session as well. Thank you ever so much for your presence. Yes, Kelly.
So proud of you. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us today. Yeah, bye-bye and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. I have much gratitude for you.
Yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.